Hi, I'm Tim here with FaithWorks, and I'm sitting with Darren Sargent.
That's me.
That's him. And we want to talk a little bit today about branding. I know we worked on your branding, your website.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of different things in partnership over the years.
Yeah.
And so talk to us a little bit. First of all, introduce yourself. What is it?
Okay.
What's your passion? What are you passionate about? Your ministry,
Great.
your calling?
As he said, Darren Sargent. I work for the United Pentecostal Church. I am the director of Ministry Central, and it's a digital platform for training, credentialing. It's kind of where everybody goes now for the hub of all leadership stuff. And I contacted FaithWorks back, it's been 4 or 5 years ago. Probably started before that when I was pastoring in San Diego. We had a FaithStream account. One of the first FaithStream accounts was our church.
The OG.
Yeah, I'm the OG. I think you guys had one. I think I was second or third or fourth in line. Tremendous tool. But then on the personal side, I do a lot of speaking, leadership, motivational in the faith world, outside of the faith world, and contacted FaithStream, Pastor Kent. I think you're the one that actually started working on my website.
Yeah.
And just you guys kind of put it together. Now, I am going to tell you, we got to tweak a lot of things because some things have changed. So we got to get
it's been a little
fresh. We got to get some fresh content.
Yeah.
Some new direction, but tremendous work from the branding. I mean, you guys nailed my branding. That was the biggest part I always had a difficult time with, was getting the right, okay, how do you take the letters of my name? How do you take all that? You guys were able to do that. Even worked on a Fearfully and Wonderfully Made tour, which there's something coming up. I've written a new book that's coming out.
Awesome.
And
you're
probably
hearing it here first?
You're hearing it first. It's
exclusive?
coming out. I got 3 books coming out.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. But yeah, it's just, you guys done great work. And I've always what we need. If any tweaks, you guys are there, except for the email deal. We had to work on the email deal. But I won't talk about that.
So obviously you're in ministry, you've pastored before, right?
Yeah.
But are also so much involved in the digital world in terms of ministry.
Yeah.
With your work in Ministry Central. So talk to me a little bit about the importance of that, having a presence online.
Sure.
But maybe even more so than that, having the content, having the direction. What's your vision for Ministry Central too? I want to hear that.
With Ministry Central, we're expanding in all areas of leadership, continuing ed. Almost every department in the United Pentecostal Church has a presence on Ministry Central now with either some sort of training. We got multicultural ministries, we got leadership, we've got Safe Church, we've got, of course, credentialing, youth ministry certification. We've got a Ministry Central teacher certification getting ready to drop here in the next week or two, a leadership track for churches that are just looking. A lot of pastors are doing everything.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to make a one-stop shop where they can come in, get their training, get what they need for their church staff, their leadership team, and go from there. So and now what was really cool, I even had conversations today about we're already in different countries and we are launching even more into some other countries using AI for language issues. Some of these are they speak other languages. And so we're trying to get some of that worked out, AI, some of that's still kind of fresh. Some of the good stuff's really expensive, but it's really cool to see just the, accessibility to me when you're a content creator, which Ministry Central is, which I try to do in my own branding. When you're developing content, you need a place that people can find it accessible.
Yeah.
And one thing I think that FaithStream does well, one thing that even FaithWorks does well, and even Faith Funnels does. I know all the branding of this faith stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just a man of faith.
You're a big fan.
I'm a man of faith.
He's a big fan.
So it's just accessibility is key.
Yeah. Well, so you talked a little bit about a one-stop shop as Ministry Central is, but also with your website, I know you're doing a lot. You have events that you're trying to promote. You have books that you're trying to promote. You're trying to show your vision, your mission. So talk a little bit about that, what we've been able to do kind of with the website, that side of it.
Yeah, we kind of started trying to figure out how do you blend the motivational Darren Sargent and the faith preacher Darren Sargent.
Yeah.
How do you merge secular and spiritual?
Yeah.
I've always dabbled in both worlds because I'm a little short-handed, as you can tell. I'm not going to do sign language. You'd only get half the message, but we won't go there. You ought to see me swim. I swim in circles. But I've always kind of dabbled in this stepping out, speaking in schools.
Yeah.
And then the next week I'll be preaching at a youth camp or going to preaching at a conference or preaching at a church. So you guys were able, I think, to capture it well. And it was I'll be honest with you, that's always been my struggle. But I think you guys were able to kind of make it very clear the two worlds that I live in, and be able to do it with pizzazz. It looks good. Again, we're at that stage, I think. It's time for a refresh. So I'm trying to get the monies in the coffers, or I'm going to ask Steve Brzezinski just to give me a loan.
Yeah.
A grant would be better.
Right.
He's loaded.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't know who he is, just watch out, world.
just Google him.
Either that or Pastor Kent. Pastor Kent has all the money, but he's not listing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what he's paying you guys, it's unbelievable. I can't even get on the payroll with Pastor Kent.
Yeah.
He's not listing.
Yeah.
Heather, he's not listing. Dear God, this has gone off the rails.
I'm doing my best over here. I can't keep it together.
You knew what you're getting when you got me.
I know. I mean, obviously, I think the partnership, and that's I think where we came in, where you were just like, hey, I'm good at what I do, and I'm trying to keep up all these other things.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's too much. I mean, you have your things you're focused on.
Yeah.
Speaking and the events you're trying to do and things like that. The books you're writing, obviously, and I think that's where this partnership has been great. That we've been able to just come in and fill in those weak spots.
And you've done it well. And I think too, for me, is I needed something that kind of put everything that I do into a system that, or a look that people can navigate pretty easy. And you guys were able to do that as well.
So one other quick thing, we talked a little bit about your audience. Obviously, your audience is a little varied because you, like you just said, I mean, you're in the secular world, you're in the faith-based world as well. So I guess talk a little bit about that in terms of having to communicate to both. I know I believe we talked about defining audiences on your website. Who's coming? Who's looking for what? And so I think we were able to define that into like two various audiences. And how do we speak to both of those? So
and like I said, that's always kind of been the challenge. But what you guys were able to do, and I honestly came to you not knowing how to do it.
Yeah.
And with your guys' approach and ability to kind of just talk me through it. What do you need here? How can we do this better? You guys were able to just kind of give some structure to what was in my brain. But I couldn't, I'm not that guy. That's you guys. And so I felt like you did that well because, when you're in the faith world, it's so different than the secular world. When I'm out speaking in a school, I have to watch myself. I say amen or hallelujah or something like that. I got to be careful because I'm so used to doing that in the faith world. But I think, and people also in the secular world, especially in schools, you have to be so careful. But you guys were able to show what I offer in a way that didn't throw my faith, Darren, at them blatantly. It was. I'm not saying it was subdued, but it was a clear distinction.
Another thing that I remember distinctly you talking about was like, I don't want to focus completely on the disability side of it. I don't want that to just be like in your face, like this is who I am and this is all. It was like, And so I know when we were even doing the imaging on that, you could see it, but it was subtle. It was something that it was like, what's more important here is mission and some other things.
Getting the message out.
Yeah, but obviously that's a big part of who you are. And so being able to craft that in a way that's careful, that's sensitive, that's thoughtful.
Yeah, and you did a great job. So I am very, very thankful for FaithWorks, for FaithStream, for all the things that you guys do. And I'm probably, I'm stuck now. I'm going to be, I'm a lifer. I mean, I can't get out of your, get out of your ecosystem.
It was a long-term contract.
He keeps charging me money.
I know. Yeah.
It's just, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hooked.
Blink if you're
you guys are going to probably have to edit this big time. But you knew what you were getting when you got Darren Sargent. You knew what you were getting.
Blink if you're being forced to be here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming by.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Do you have anything wonderful to say about the Midwest? I know you love it. You really enjoy it.
I miss California every day of my life, but God's got us here for such a time as this. And maybe it's to help FaithStream get to the next level, or FaithWorks, or Faith Funnels, or Faith Jackets, or Faith Hats, or Faith Sneakers, or whatever's next.
Yeah.
I love you guys. You're awesome. Thank you.
I appreciate it.